partners they had in Africa, and I don't think Russia will be able to, help like with Mali, with mercenaries. They just don't have the capacity. So it will be definitely a challenge. I think Déby is looking to the United Arab Emirates, possibly Turkey, to buy drones, which can at some point then replace the defense jets, which are needed to, stop rebel columns, approaching the capital, which tends to happen, every other day in Chad.
Okay, thank you very much for your thoughts on this. Ulf Lessing, head of the Sahel program at the Konrad Adenauer Foundation. Now, leaders of the Southern African region bloc SADC are due to hold an emergency meeting to discuss the conflict in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Rwandan-backed M23 rebels have threatened to continue their offensive until they reach the capital, Kinshasa. The armed group captured the major eastern city of Goma on Sunday. Malcolm Webb has this update.
Hundreds of Democratic Republic of Congo soldiers who surrendered to the Rwanda-backed M23 rebels are trucked out of Goma. M23 says it's taking them for training. The Rwanda-backed M23 fighters took control of the city after days of heavy fighting in the streets earlier this week. Dead bodies have been removed, but the debris hasn't. Congo accuses Rwanda of sending thousands of troops into its territory, and it's seeking sanctions. The UN, US and France have called for Rwandan troops to leave Congo and for M23 to withdraw from the city, but the group's refusing to comply.
We are here in Goma to stay and protect the population against the uncivilized. We will continue the liberation march all the way to Kinshasa.
The march on Goma killed dozens and injured hundreds of civilians, mostly with explosions and gunshot wounds. In the hospitals, the floors are full and supplies are short.
The
situation is chaotic. In 3 days, we've received more than 400 injured people. Since January, we've had more than 1,000. That hospital has a capacity.
हाँ जी वो हेलो हेलो हाँ 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 3 नंबर पे इंग्लिश मिलेगा ना नहीं नहीं भाई जो फर्स्ट पर इंग्लिश आ रहा है फर्स्ट पर हिंदी आ रहा है सेकंड पर इंग्लिश आएगा थर्ड पर इंग्लिश आएगा हैं हाँ नहीं 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 अब 3 को यहाँ से हम हटा देंगे ना 3 से हम यहाँ से हटा देंगे हैं नहीं नहीं आप वहां से हटा दो ना 3 आप तुम्हारा मन वहां से यमा रैक पर ना 3 को हटा दो ना हाँ सेकंड को हटा दो नहीं नहीं सेकंड को हटा दो वहां पर कोई नहीं है सेकंड को हटा दो मैंने हाँ जो मैंने जो पहले 1 और 2 होगा ना 1 2 3 4 होगा ना इसमें 1 को छोड़ के सेकंड को निकाल दो हाँ सेकंड को निकाल दो हाँ अभी भी कैसा आएगा भाई आपका आपका जो आपका ऊपर है ना, ऊपर है मैं 1 2 3 4 है, ठीक है। नीचे मैंने, ठीक है अभी, अभी ठीक है ना। हाँ अभी मैं ये, हाँ ठीक ठीक ओके।
Had more than 1,000. That hospital has a capacity of 146 beds, but we currently have more than 200 injured.
Rwanda and M23 say they're defending themselves from hostile armed groups. Congo says they're looting its minerals. Rwanda's mineral exports have doubled in the last 2 years. At the same time, the displacement camps around Goma have swollen as M23's fighters have advanced. The UN says about 500,000 people have been forced from their homes in the last month. In the city, many people have been hiding in their houses, hungry for days. Finally, a chance to collect water from Lake Kivu came when the fighting stopped. Electricity and water supplies are still cut off. Meanwhile, the pro-Rwandan forces have been advancing south around the lakeshore towards Bukavu. It's the capital of the province of South Kivu, which is rich in gold, coltan and cassiterite. This is what's left of a UN base after the fight for Goma. Its peacekeepers haven't stopped the conflict, which has lasted nearly 30 years. People here are still waiting to see if or when anyone will stop it. Malcolm Webb, Al Jazeera.
Right, well, it's time for sport. Here's Sana Hamouche.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Well, Manchester United have maintained their unbeaten record in the Europa League. United's fifth win in the competition this season saw them advancing into the last 16. Andy Richardson reports.
Ericsson. Across goal it goes, must be Dano.
The Europa League is providing some respite amid a season of turmoil at Manchester United. A 2-0 win over Romanian side FCSB, wrapping up an unbeaten campaign for them in the group stage of the competition.
Into Manu, lovely goal. Beautiful team goal.
The victory included a first goal of the season for England midfielder Kobbie Mainoo. United finishing third in the standings mean they progress directly into the last 16.
I think we can think game by game. We can win it. Then you have the responsibility, no matter what, no matter the context. You are in Manchester United, so you must fight for the winning trophy. So we'll see.
Tottenham manager Ange Postecoglou is still threatening to deliver on his promise to win a long overdue trophy for the club.
Spurs looking for a little bit of magic and finding it.
It was 2008 when Tottenham last lifted some silverware. A young Spurs side beat Swedish team Elfsborg 3-0 to secure their place in the round of 16. Like at United, this tournament providing a welcome distraction from a disastrous Premier League season.
We've got to try and manage a load of our players and try and protect them, and we kind of knew we'd have to rely on some young players tonight. We have all the way through, to be honest, this campaign, and I thought they stood up really well.
This is a purposeful start by Braga. Victor Gomez with the pull back, 1-0.
Lazio finished top of the standings. The Italians did lose their final group game against Sporting Braga. Despite the win, goal difference denied the Portuguese side a playoff place.
Keane Fitzgerald.
Turkish side Galatasaray had top 8 ambitions, but they were beaten 2-1 by Ajax of the Netherlands. Both teams go into the playoff round. Roma were in danger of going out of the tournament, but a 2-0 victory over Eintracht Frankfurt saw the Italian side grabbing a spot in the playoffs. Andy Richardson, Al Jazeera.
And the biggest tournament in Northern Hemisphere's rugby is making its return. Later this Friday, France will host Wales in the opening match of this year's Six Nations Championship. Wales go into the match as big outsiders. They're on a 12-game losing run. Antoine Dupont returns to captain France. He missed last year's tournament to focus on winning a gold medal in sevens rugby at the Paris Olympics.
We have to be very careful.
Honorable members, it gives me immense pleasure to address this session of Parliament. Just 2 months ago, we celebrated the 75th anniversary of adoption of our constitution, and only a few days ago, the Indian Republic completed 75 years of its journey. This occasion will elevate India's pride as the mother of democracy to new heights. On behalf of all the citizens of the country, I pay tribute to Babasaheb Ambedkar and all the framers of the Constitution. Honorable members, the historic festival of Mahakumbh is also underway in the country. Mahakumbh is a festival of India's cultural tradition and social consciousness. Millions of devotees from across the country and the world have taken the holy dip at Prayagraj. I express my sorrow over the unfortunate incident that occurred on Mauni Amavasya and wish for the speedy recovery of the injured. A few days ago, we lost the former Prime Minister of the country, Dr. Manmohan Singh. He served the nation as Prime Minister for 10 years and was a long-time Member of Parliament. I offer my heartfelt tribute to Manmohan Singh. Honorable members, my government is infusing new energy through unprecedented achievements in this Amrit Kal of India's development journey. The pace of work has tripled in this third term. Today, the nation is witnessing major decisions and policies being implemented at an extraordinary speed, with the highest priority given to the poor, the middle class, the youth, the women and farmers. In the third term of my government, concrete steps have been taken to achieve the goal of providing housing for all. Extending the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, we have decided to provide new homes to an additional 3 crore families. A budget of 5,36,000 crore rupees has been allocated for this purpose. My government is committed to granting ownership rights of residential land to the rural poor and promoting financial inclusion. Under the Swamitwa scheme, we have issued 2.25 crore property cards so far, of which approximately 70 lakh property cards have been distributed in the last 6 months alone. Under the PM Kishan Samadhan Nidhi scheme, 44,000 crore rupees have been disbursed to crores of farmers in recent months. The Dharti Ava tribal village Utkarsh campaign has been launched for the upliftment of 5 crore people from tribal communities, with an allocation of 80 crore rupees for this initiative. Under the Ayushman Bharat scheme, 6 crore senior citizens aged 70 years and above will receive health insurance with a health cover of 5 lakh rupees per year. For small entrepreneurs, the loan limit under Mudra scheme has been increased from 10 lakh rupees to 20 lakh rupees. My government has placed special focus on education for the youth and creating new employment opportunities for them. The PM Vidya Lakshmi scheme has been introduced to provide financial assistance to meritorious students for higher education. Additionally, 1 crore youth will be given internship opportunities in the top 500 companies. A new law has been enacted to prevent incidents. Actually,
लेवल का एकदम कम कर दो, जितना कम हो सकता है उतना. हेलो हेलो हेलो. बाय डिफॉल्ट लेवल चलाओगे? हाँ चलाओगे ना, बहुत हल्के पे, नहीं बहुत हल्के पे, ये बंद करके रखोगे, ठीक है। एक सेकंड हो गया, फेल हो गया, वो बैठ गई, तब चलेगा, ठीक है। I extend to you all my heartiest Independence Day greetings. I am delighted to see the nation prepare to celebrate the 78th Independence Day, witnessing the tricolor unfurl on this occasion. कैमरा सामने से कैप्चर करेगा ना? ठीक है, नहीं, मैं दोनों को थोड़ा अलग करना चाह रहा हूँ। Unfurl on this occasion, be it at the Red Fort at state capital. एक बार जाना, कोने में लास्ट, मुझे बढ़िया लग रही है वैसे भाई। हाँ, at the state capitals.
I present the budget for the year 2022-23. At the outset, I want to take a moment to express my empathy for those who had to bear adverse health and economic effects of the pandemic. The overall sharp rebound and recovery of the economy is reflective of our country's strong resilience. India's economic growth in the current year is estimated to be 9.2%, highest among all large economies. I recognize we are in the midst of an Omicron wave with high incidence but milder symptoms. Further, the speed and coverage of our vaccination campaign has helped greatly. With the accelerated improvement of health infrastructure in the past 2 years, we are in the position to withstand challenges. I am confident that with Sabka Prayas, we will continue our journey of strong growth. We are marking Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav and have entered into Amrit Kal, the 25-year-long lead-up to India at 100. Honorable Prime Minister in his Independence Day address had set out the vision for India at 100. By achieving certain goals during the Amrit Kal, our government aims to attain the vision. They are complementing the macroeconomic level growth focus with a microeconomic level all-inclusive welfare focus, promoting digital economy and fintech, technology-enabled development, energy transition and climate action, and relying on virtuous cycle starting from private investment with public capital investment, helping to crowd in private investment. Since 2014, our government's focus has been our empowerment of citizens, especially the poor and the marginalized. Measures have included programs that have provided housing, electricity, cooking gas, and access to water. We also have programs for ensuring financial inclusion and direct benefit transfers. We are committed to strengthening the abilities of the poor to tap all opportunities. Our government constantly strives to provide the necessary ecosystem for the middle classes, a vast and a wide section which is populated across various middle income brackets, to make use of the opportunities they so desire. This budget seeks to lay the foundation and give a blueprint to steer the economy over the Amrit Kal of the next 25 years, from India at 75 to India at 100. It continues to build on the vision drawn in the budget of 2021-22. Its fundamental tenets, which included transparency of financial statement and fiscal position, reflect the government's intents, strengths and challenges. This continues to guide us. The initiatives of the last year's budget have been have seen significant progress and have been provided with adequate allocations in this budget as well. The strengthening of health infrastructure, speedy implementation of the vaccination program, and the nationwide resilient response to the current wave of the pandemic are evident for all. The productivity-linked incentive in 14 sectors for achieving the vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat has received excellent response, with potential to create 60 lakh new jobs and additional production of rupees 30 lakh crore during next 5 years. Towards implementation of the new public sector enterprise policy, the strategic transfer of ownership of Air India has been completed. The strategic partner for NINL, Nilachal Ispat Nigam Limited, has been selected. The public issue of the LIC is expected shortly. Others too are in the process for 2022 to 23. The National Bank for Financing Infrastructure and Development, NABFID, and National Asset Reconstruction Company have commenced their activities. The budget 2021-22 had provided a sharp increase in provision for public investment or capital expenditure. Throughout the year, with the Honorable Prime Minister guiding the implementation, our economic recovery is continuing to benefit from the multiplier effect.